All right, so these are my notes for 4.2b, which deals with adding and subtracting polynomials. So for this section, basically we've done this already with adding like terms with just general expressions for like before we did solving equations. It's all of the same things except they add in parentheses with it. So the directions are going to tell you, they're going to say perform the indicated operation, which means in this case adding or subtracting, by removing the parentheses and combining our like terms. So combining like terms. So in this section, again, it's pretty much straightforward. You're just taking out of the parentheses what they have given to you. So it depends on what type of situation they have. Like in the cases for adding, so like if we had 7x squared plus 2x minus 9, so this polynomial plus another one, 5x squared plus 6, well, we want to add our like terms in here and we don't want to involve these parentheses with that. So for addition, the parentheses don't necessarily matter. Whenever you're adding something, it doesn't really change the sign of what's going to happen right here. So really, if there's no sign in front of right here and it's a plus sign right here, none of this is going to change. The only thing that affects these parentheses is going to be a negative or something multiplied into it. Okay, well there's nothing multiplied besides a 1 in front of both of these, so we can go ahead and drop off the parentheses like this and just leave everything the same sign. Don't change this plus sign, like don't distribute the plus sign in there, leave it whatever sign it was before. So if this was a minus, keep it a minus. Okay, so for adding, basically we just drop off parentheses. Okay, so the parentheses don't necessarily matter, you're just going to drop them off, and then now you're combining the like terms from there. So usually I just go in order from like the biggest exponent to the smallest, but however you put it into the computer, the program on Hawke's, it's going to give you the same answer, so it doesn't really matter. So in this case, of course, x squared and x squared would be our like term. Also, we have numbers that are like terms as well without any variables with them, so we'll combine those two. Now this is the only one that doesn't have a like term, but remember you just bring that down, don't get rid of it. So first we'll add this together, 7x squared plus 5x squared, 7 plus 5 is going to be 12x squared. Okay, and then bring down that 2x that we're not going to use since that's the next one, or you can add the numbers first and then bring it down, it doesn't matter. Then negative 9 plus 6, so a negative 9 and a positive 6 is going to be a negative 3. Okay, and then none of this we can combine anymore. That would be the answer that you'd put in, that whole entire expression. So let's do another one like that. If we had, let's say x plus 3 plus 8x minus 8. Okay, similar situation. There's addition in the middle and there's nothing in front of each parentheses besides that positive sign. So we're just dropping off the parentheses and leaving all of the signs of what they are. So x plus 3 plus 8x minus 8. And then we're combining our like terms. In this case, both of them have like terms. So x and x we're going to combine. This is a 1x and an 8x. So that's going to be 9x. Then we have 3 and negative 8. So that's going to give us negative 5. Okay, and then again, no more like terms. That would be our answer for that one. Okay, let's say we have a case like this. we might have negative 3x squared plus 9x in parentheses plus 8 plus negative x squared minus 9x minus 8. So again, same thing's going to happen. It's a plus again. There's no subtraction going on just yet. So drop off our parentheses. This will be negative 3x squared plus 9x plus 8. All of that should stay the same. Also right here, the plus and the minus sign. So remember, you're just keeping the signs of what's in here. So this negative sign is going to take over. So that's going to end up being negative x squared minus 9x minus 8. Okay, so we're just getting rid of that plus because the minus is what's taking over. Plus negative is the same thing as a minus. Now we can add our like terms from here. In this case, we have our x squareds that are the same. So that'll be negative 4x squared. Remember, keep the exponents the same. Then we have an x and an x here. Well, in this case, 9 and negative 9 add up to 0. So really, these are just going to cross out completely. 0x is still just 0. You don't want to write that out as any type of answer. Okay. Also, we have numbers here, the last like terms. Well, a similar situation happens again. This is a positive 8 and a negative 8, so that's also going to cancel out to just 0. And you don't write your 0, so this is the only thing left. That would be the answer that you would type in. Okay, then let's look at a subtraction one. So now it'll be a little bit different, but your goal is basically to take it out of the parentheses so that you can just add your like terms together like we've done in the past. So in this case, it's subtracting now. So this is considered kind of like a negative 1 right here. So really this negative is going to be having to be distributed into the parentheses for it to be able to like go away. So this first one again doesn't have anything in front of it. So we're just going to drop off these parentheses and bring that down to 5x plus 4. But this negative needs to be distributed in here. And you can treat it like you're multiplying in a negative 1. So if you want to even write down like this as a 1, you can, so that you know that both of these are going to be multiplied by negative 1. And then whatever sign that comes out to is going to be the sign you'll put next to what you're continuing on. So negative 1 times 8x is going to be a negative 8x, so minus 8x. Negative 1 times negative 4 is going to be a positive 4, so you'll put plus 4. So both of the signs in this parentheses basically change, and then you add like terms from there. So now we have x's that are going to be together. Positive 5 and negative 8 is going to be a negative 3x. And then we have our numbers. Positive 4 and positive 4 is going to be a positive 8. So that would be our polynomial from there after we simplify that part. Okay, let's look at another one like that. Similar situation where we'd have, let's say, 3x minus 7 minus negative 7x squared minus 5x plus 7. Okay, so same case again. This is a negative sign right here, so we need to distribute this in like it was a negative 1 before we can add our like terms. So this first parentheses again doesn't change. That'll stay 3x minus 7, but distribute this negative to all of these parts of in here. So we'll have negative negative becoming a positive 7x squared. Negative negative again, positive 5x. And then negative times a positive 7 would be a negative 7 at this point. Okay, so then add our like terms. This doesn't have a like term right here, so we can bring that down. 7x squared stays the same. Then we have some x's in common. 3x and a positive 5x is going to be a positive 8x. Then negative 7 and negative 7 are our next ones. So that's going to be a negative 14. And then no more from there, so that would be our like terms for that also. Okay. So that is pretty much the gist of how our adding and subtracting is going to work. They don't really have anything more than that, the exponents may get bigger. Like for say, we may even see like a cubed involved. So let's say we'd have 5x cubed plus 3x minus 1 minus 2x cubed plus 3. So similar again, there's a minus. We need to distribute that. Leave this parentheses the same when we take it out. This negative would make this a minus 2x cubed. This one would make this a negative 3. Meaning that we can have our cubes combine to get 3x cubed. So keep the exponent the same again. So 5 minus 2 is just 3. Then 3x doesn't have a like term, so bring that down. And then negative 1 and negative 3 is negative 4. And that would be our answer for that one. Okay, so that is the gist for 4.2b.